Hello everybody, Hofstad's Horse, and welcome to Steel Division Normandy 44. Now, fair warning, there are a bunch of dogs sleeping, so you will hear snoring. I can't move them further away because the heater, well, it's all the outlets are around me. Okay, there was a Rock Paper Shotgun article recently that talked about how this game tries to balance accessible RTS eye candy and fast action with the more slower and harder to depreciate wargaming aspects such as armored penetration and line of sight. And I want to talk about that in conjunction with TACCOMS. TACCOMS was a series I tried to start a long time ago regarding the accessibility of a game, and I think that this is the perfect game to talk about because it does everything so well. Well, in some aspects, and that also ties into the article, which I'll get in a little bit. Now, the very first thing I want to talk about is the deck building, and this is the biggest part of the game, possibly. The problem with the deck building is that it's still very, very difficult, but you also have to compare it to Wargame. Now, Wargame was modern, and you had to look at a lot of stuff to figure out what you wanted, but in this sense, you already have a slight familiarity with World War II. You already know what you're looking at, and I think that's great because it makes things a lot more smoother in choosing the units that you want. And then I think that's absolutely fantastic. It's very well done, but there is still a large learning curve when it comes to doing battle groups. And because there are so many different divisions with all kinds of things that you have to look at, it can be a bit difficult. But hopefully with enough practice, it's still very accessible to get enough of a grip on to get everything going the way you want it. And the next thing I want to talk about is UI. The UI is absolutely spectacular. It is perfect. Look at this screen right now. Look at this. Okay, let's just sort the very slow. Everything that you need to know is right here about the game. You have up top, you can see that this is a curved shot. You can see its front armor. You can see its HE, the power, range, AoE. Everything about the unit is here. You have your map, which is a little bit ugly, but you know, it works. And you also have your 5 select buttons down here with the armor and more, and again, the damage. And the little control panel. And they all come with quick, easy to remember hotkeys. So regarding the UI, it's pretty much a perfect 10 out of 10 regarding how accessible and easy it is to use. Because if you look at something like Graviteam, well, you're gonna cry very, very quickly if you aren't used to things that are blatantly Russian. It hurts just a little bit. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is tutorials. Again, they are absolutely perfect. You get about 8 or so missions to figure out everything you need to know about the game, really. It goes through everything. It's spectacular. It's great. I absolutely love it. And, oh, no, don't go there. We'll go to here. Whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm just using this mission to show off the game anyway. I mean, there are plenty of videos, but whatever. So, the tutorials I was very, very happy with. You can easily jump right into the first mission and keep going on. Now, the next thing I want to talk about hurts the game a little, and that is the campaign. This is where the wargaming aspects don't really mesh in with the RTS stylistics of this game, and that basically it's a continuation type of campaign. If you lose a unit in the very first mission, then if you lose a unit in the mission, you don't get it back in the next one. And I find that to be a little bit theoretically painful. I say theoretically, but because this is something I'm just not happy with. I personally am uncomfortable with playing something like that. You may not. It all depends on how hardcore you want it. I would feel the game would benefit a bit more better if they had some sort of ability to say, I don't want to be screwed if I lose this unit, because you have to go back and replay the mission if you suck at the game, and I just don't think that's very fair if you're not that good. I know that sounds a bit like I'm pandering to people that aren't very good, but people do need a little bit of a hand. I don't think that's conductive, especially when you get into the multiplayer, because it's gonna suck when you get into the multiplayer and you have no idea what you're doing because you just don't feel comfortable enough to take on that campaign because you suck so much. It doesn't help. And the next thing I want to talk about is the concepts, and this is a little bit more esoteric in how the game works. Basically, It's very, very simple to understand, really. You basically just have to, everything is simple and told to you. You have points in regarding to capture the missions, and this thing, which is called the front line, helps a lot. As you take over the front line, this will expand or contract depending on how you go. I think this is an excellent way of showing how your campaign is progressing, mainly because something this hard does need a little bit of assistance to figure out how you are progressing. I'm not sure that there's a lot more I want to talk about, but multiplayer is hard. It's gonna brutalize you something awful. I know I'm getting killed right now, but I'm not really focusing on that. Multiplayer is extremely hard. It's very well known how hard this game is, but I don't feel that the campaign is enough to give you an idea of how to do really well at it, because you don't get enough playtime with the things, but with the divisions. But hopefully, with enough use of like the single player missions and other stuff, you should be able to get a grasp of it. I know this was a very, very disjointed video. I'm sorry about that. It's just something that I really wanted to get out of the way, because I haven't done a video in a long while. But for everybody who wants to get into this game, please give this game a chance. If you don't like it, get a refund, because you can easily look up a tutorial and play the game and then refund it within 2 hours. I really highly recommend you buy this game, because it is the perfect bridge into groggy wargaming. It's seriously a magnificent blend of RTS and stylistic difficulty. Well, not stylistic difficulty, but yeah, I think I've rambled on enough now. If you enjoyed this video, please give a like, please give a subscribe. I might actually do a campaign, I don't know. I'm still very a novice at this, but yeah, thank you very much for watching.